And I hope they'll be given that.
Okay. US has fortunately now realized that his war in our area should be more vigorously supported through financial as well as material help. But on the other hand, all the support is being properly projected in the media, due to which attitude of the people of our region, Pakistan and Afghanistan, it is still clouded with the anti-US feeling. Do you think that there is a dire need of US to launch effort towards image building of US, particularly in the area where which are worst affected of this war?
Well, a lot of people in Pakistan are anti-American. We recognize that. We think that's very unfortunate, because we are doing everything we can to help your country. We have committed over $300 million to the refugee effort. That's more than the rest of the world combined. We have pledged over $1 billion in economic assistance, the largest assistance. We have been allies for many, many years, although there have been some difficult times. Maybe some people think that the last American administration under President Bush was too close to President Musharraf. But now you have a new president in Pakistan, Ali Asif Zardari, and you have a new president in the United States, Barack Obama. And it seems to me that people should look at this and say, look, the United States is giving enormous amounts of money to Pakistan. They're supporting the democratically elected government. They're trying to help the people of the federally administered tribal areas. And the United States is a friend of Pakistan. That's why I'm here. President Obama sent me here to tell the people of Pakistan we are your friends, and to report back to him on what else we can do to help Pakistan. And I will return to Washington, and I will ask for the American government to make even more support for Pakistan. So people are anti-American, but that's because they're listening to false propaganda. They're listening to propaganda from the enemy, from the terrorists, from Osama bin Laden.
Okay.
Osama bin Laden made a tape saying that the Americans are responsible for the refugees. Everybody knows that's silly. Everybody knows who's responsible for the refugees. It's the terrorists. It's Al-Qaeda.
My next question is, Mr. Holbrooke, is about the infiltration of foreign fighters as trainers, financiers, and equipment suppliers into the ranks of local militants. What action you are contemplating in future to stop the back-to-back support which is being provided by these military from Afghan soil, by these forces which are hostile to Pakistan progress as well as its existence?
To deal with this problem, we have to redouble our efforts. It's just very clear. It's a very difficult problem. But I think if we all unite, we can do it.
There should be joint efforts.
Of course. Of course there should be joint efforts. But the lead has to be taken by the people of Pakistan, by its government and its army. We will support you.
Okay. In an interview with Charlie Rose in February this year, you termed that Afghanistan is more tougher than Iraq. Will you elaborate how tougher is this region?
Afghanistan is tougher than Iraq because of the situation in Pakistan. Because in Iraq there was no sanctuary.
Okay.
In Afghanistan, the terrorists can cross the border and wait and rest in Pakistan. And then when the Pakistani army goes after them, they go back to Afghanistan. They go back and forth, back and forth. And that makes it very, very difficult. Also, the terrain is so much more difficult in Afghanistan. But above all, it's the question of the fact that this war is being fought in two countries, and the United States and NATO only have troops in one of the two countries.
Okay.
And we will not send troops to Pakistan. The government has said that's a red line, and there will not be American troops in Pakistan.
Okay. So sending more troops, 17,000 more troops to Afghanistan, how can you justify these more troops as the anti-US sentiments is growing day by day in Afghanistan also?
The additional forces came because the NATO commanders said that we needed the forces to turn the tide against the terrorists.
Okay. So the NATO called this to send more forces?
That's right. It was
Okay.
a NATO request.
Okay.
And other countries are all sending more troops.
What is the most viable solution to the problems of Afghanistan?
The long-term solution for Afghanistan requires the government to be able to protect its own people with international help without combat troops. I don't know how long that will take, but it's clear that that's the route.
Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, also termed that supporting a dictator in Pakistan in past was a mistake of Bush administration. How do you think that now the political government is functioning and all the political parties are agree to for the accountability of former dictator General Prez Musharraf? How you see this issue? And they're also accusing the United States for protecting Pervez Musharraf.
Well, of course, I agree with Secretary of State Hillary Clinton about the past. I think serious mistakes were made during the period when General Musharraf was president of your country. So I completely agree. But I don't think that it's quite right to say that we have we are not supporting the government enough. We really support your government, your democracy, very strongly now, and we will continue to do so. And I really feel very strongly that the people of Pakistan should know that the Obama administration are your friends.
One last question. As you written in the Washington Post in the article in 2008, and I will read out the last paragraph. As you say, over decades, Washington has usually sent mixed signals to Pakistan. This time, the message should be clear and constant.
Democracy, and more democracy.
Reconciliation, yeah, and military out of politics, new politics.
I was in Islamabad the day Prime Minister Gillani took office, and I watched him on television. And I watched him make his speech. And then that evening, I had dinner at the home of Mr. Hashwami, and I met many members of the parliament. And it was a very exciting day, and I saw the excitement in Islamabad of a new democracy. And I wrote that piece the next day. It was 2007. It was very exciting. And was it 2008? 2008. 2008, excuse me, 2008. It was very exciting. And I wrote that piece because I believe in democracy and I believe in the Pakistani people.
Thank you so much for your time, sharing your thoughts and your moments. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. قدرمن کتونکو تاسو واوریدل د پاکستان او د افغانستان لپاره د امریکای خصوصي استاذ ریچارډ هالبروک خصوصي مرکه کم کې چې هغوی دا خبره ومنله چې را کم طالبان دي هغه طالبان نه هغه ترهګر دي هغه شدت پسند دي د دې نه علاوه هغوی دا هم وویل چې را پخواني کم پالیسۍ وي د امریکې هغه ډېر لوی غلطي وه او د هغې له کبله چې کوم مسایل چې کوم پیدا شوي دي په هغې باندې هم خبرې وکړلې همدې سره کوربه ګل ایاز ته اجازه ورکوي د خپل ځان د ګیر چاپېره خلکو خاص خیال ساتئ د الله په امان.